look at what is happening, every time we are going to have a new leadership, there must be a sacrifice that must be made. There must be a sacrifice that must be made before that leadership can actually happen. I've explained to you the one of Obasanjo. We all saw what happened because the constitution gives one part of the country more advantage than the other. That was on the basis that Obasanjo came in. And if you look at what is happening in 1993, the same thing happened when it looks as if we are going to go into the right course in moving Nigeria forward. With the election in 1993, what did they do? They annulled it, imprisoned Abiola, eventually killed him, allegedly. That is another sacrifice. Now, currently, if you look at what is happening, we have another southern leader on the seat of power. This is somebody who had said so many things about the government. Today he is there and he does not remember how to represent the people. And as I speak to you today, there's another sacrifice going on. Because you would have thought when Tinubu came into power, he would have looked at all Nigeria and think, which side is being marginalized? Why is this happening? Why is that happening? For instance, the case of Nnamdi Kanu. If every other person that was also doing similar thing that Kanu was doing had been released, why is Kanu still in detention, despite the Supreme Courts acquitting him? And this is the same constitution that the Nigerian government will tell you they are following. But when it comes to their own interest, they don't remember to follow that same constitution. Why should you hold somebody down that the Supreme Court have already acquitted? So these are all the sacrifices that the southern leaders are supposed to make, even if it is going to cost them power and their lives. But secondly, there are thousands and thousands of Nigerians that are in prison. Some of them don't even know the reason why they were there. Why can't we have a president that will look into, temper justice with mercy, and look into all this and say, listen, I want courts, I want judges, I want lawyers to go into every single prison in Nigeria and look at possibilities of bringing all the people that I don't even know why they were there. I want them out. Secondly, those people that have done something and had reason to be there, we are having food shortage issues. Why can't you secure a small state or just go and get a farmland in one of the states? Bring these people out. If they are meant to spend 8 years, reduce it to 3 years and let these people go to farm and just do a kind of farming revolution that at the end of your 1 year, we will start seeing something. But we all just went there. You go into that power and you completely forget the reason why you are there, which is the Nigerian people. So these are the things that is happening in Nigeria. But I'm telling you, Nigerians, because these things are happening does not mean that is it for Nigeria. We just only need that one time to get that right leadership, that one person that will understand that Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is so corrupt beyond repair, and it has to start from the basis. And to start these things, it needs to go back to a very, very strong punishment. If we have to go back to capital punishments, once somebody does something, a government official embezzles money within 7 days, if this person does not go to prison, let that person be executed. And once we do 10, 15, 20 of these, believe you me, Nigerian officials, everybody will sit up. But for as long as we keep sugar putting all these things, Nigeria will never move away. So we have to keep trying. We have to keep trying. We have to do everything we can in order to be ready for that one person that God is going to bring. Because when God produces this one person, if you are not ready, believe you me, that person is going to go and pass without winning the election. Because for you to do anything, for God to do anything, you that God wants to use must be prepared. So if God brought somebody out today that is going to be the one to fix Nigeria, you see that constitution that has already put in place how that person needs to come in every 4 years election, and he has to win certain things or certain states in Nigeria. If you are not prepared, when that person comes, you will let God down because you are not prepared. And that is why I'm saying we need to form movements of the people. We have to understand that before us is a war that we need to fight in order to rescue our children from this impending loom that is coming. If you think it's bad now, I want you to go and think again. It's not yet bad. It's going to be worse. That is why the government will promise you minimum wage. The 30,000 they promised many years ago, up till today, as I speak to you, as of last year, some people are still getting paid 7,000 naira per month. Some people are getting 12,000 naira per month. How many states in Nigeria have worked on that, paying that minimum wage? Now, all of a sudden, within a short period of time, they said they've increased it to 70,000. Go and ask around. How many people can afford to pay 70,000 in that same situation that Nigeria is? How many people? Even those that are working for the federal government, how many states can pay this 70,000? Within days, you can just increase the fuel price. But for years, the minimum wage, some state will pay, some state will not pay, despite all the money that these state governments are getting. So Nigerians, I want us to just know that this thing that is happening it's got nothing to do with those leaders. It's got a lot to do with us because they will not make any changes until the day we Nigerian people decide that enough is enough. And believe you me, we can do it. If you think about the future of your children and the unborn children, then you need to do something. And what am I asking you to do? It's very simple. Just make sure you are ready for when God is ready. Because if you are not ready, then nothing will ever change. Whether you are going to use your PVC or not, go and get your PVC. I have told you and I have said it in previous videos. We are not getting that PVC only because we believe we can win. Yes, if we get the PVC and we come out in about 60 million, voting one person that we all understand and know that, yes, his mentality is that Nigeria is not working. And Nigeria has to be broken to the most barest minimum and start a brand new. This is a war between those that are denying you and will deny your children their future if you stood and did nothing. So the time to do something is now, and you are not being asked to do much. First of all, get your PVC. Secondly, let's start looking at that one person that we can identify, that will have character, competence, and that capacity, and courage, because anybody that is going to rule Nigeria must have courage in order to step on toes and take some unprecedented steps in order to chase the people that are killing the future of Nigerians. Our democratic years from 1999 to now, 25 years, and the question we need to be asking ourselves is that what have we benefited in these democratic years of governance in Nigeria? And it's very simple. We will go another 50 years and we would not have achieved anything for as long as we continue to have all these charlatans that they call themselves leaders in power. The day we decide that even though as flawed and as rubbish our electoral system is, because that is the only one way that we can actually open the channel for a new chapter. The day we decide that we want to change the trajectory of Nigeria, there's only two ways for those people that always ask, so where is the way forward? Or what is the way forward? The way forward for us getting Nigeria back to where we need to get it to is just two. And I've always said it. One of them is a monster revolution. Monster revolution. You see these leaders that we have today, the day we come out with that monster revolution and decide to take Nigeria back, these leaders within a short period of time will disappear from the country without us even raising our hands. That is one. The second one is for us to go through this same electoral system. We can vote all these rogue leaders. We can vote them out. We just need to identify one person that understands that the whole system in Nigeria is not working. And electing that person, coming out in our numbers to elect that person that as soon as he gets in, is going to deal with all these corrupt leaders that we have. And then we can start resetting Nigeria back to where it needs to be. Look at what happened in Edo recently. Over 43,000 police and armies put out there for just one state. How many times have we had villages, towns being raided by bandits, criminals, kidnappers, and they will operate for 3, 4, 5 hours without Nigerian military or police to be seen on site? But when we have election or little protest or revolution, that is when you know that the Nigerian army, police, they have the might. But yet, our people are getting killed, slaughtered, chased out of their farms. These farms produce food for Nigerians. But these people have been chased. The federal government, the Nigerian government will not see this as a priority to make sure that these criminals, bandits, kidnappers are dealt with so that our people can go back to farm. But when it comes to election, you will see the might of the Nigerian government. So these leaders will never change. It is we, the Nigerian people, that need to change. Only 2 elections I have seen that have ever worked. The first one was 1993 election between Bashir Tofa and Kashimawo Abiola. Abiola was loved by almost everybody in Nigeria. And the second one was the 2023 election that people came out in order to vote Pt2. And we need more of that in order to get to where we want to get to. If we are 100% sure that the person we voted for won, then we will never and we will not go back to our houses until that person is presented as the winner of that election. We need to get there. This 8 million, 6 million, 12 million is not good enough. We need to come out. So those people, like I said, that are collecting rice, collecting 5,000, they are victims of hunger. You can't, or we can't blame them. But you at home with integrity that believes that it's a dirty game, I don't want to get involved, this is the time for you to get involved. I appreciate all those that have subscribed to this channel because this is the only way that we can touch or reach as many people as possible. Listen, I'm going somewhere and I need you to be part of this team. And you're not going to do much. Subscribe, press the notification bell so that each time I post this video, this is just to conscientize the minds of Nigerians and to encourage people that the more you leave your dirty work for people, your dirty clothes will not come back clean. So sometimes you have to get in the mud to get things sorted. And that is what we have to do in order to get Nigeria back. Thank you very much, and I'll see you on my next video.